N.Addo Akufo-Addo na emra ankasa eno no mu babedi a chese enya asenketo Sh0ĉks eni abriye pa higher for 1G bomodin subscribers on yes asene be niema hodo a etwagu no ba komponye den empout so sabkoso aka ni nyina na so ayedo hu do be yes already enfie ni nchim ni enka de won nchimo Sabra is speaking no eye Akufo-Addo de wosi eye mra no to fahad yo pebia na odi ye no enne nsema omokeka fa Sh0ĉks ho nsem bi entro bi omutwagu no so ayade bia omoye den ede ne fam nyina no Sh0ĉks as he speak no I am vindicated because ono ankasa close person NHS enche obesi Akufo-Addo for posterity because of nyama boni bia omoye ewo easy hwa enne omo nyina na ye nyina hu de ekoso easy office a omo kasa onu mo na na enye enya de pa enne ye hwe de ekoso easy office ye nya ni tua niam wa ye na echen anya papa wa ye echen eje mensa de bebre enso still ni yen eje mensa di onu Sh0ĉks o make sure se niam abeku yi pepepe ama Ghana for haton ama free and fair elections aba ama chese easy no confidence a Ghana for women no na chese bekosro na wosro no mpo no and as we speaking on confidence amount for Ghanaians or easy mo perform as compared to previous years as we speaking on a year Sh0ĉks any break chese bibia chese obitime si Akufo-Addo chese enya asenkete ho asem heden update akra abane yebakwa akuti ni ahwe niema hodo ekoso the Supreme Court also kakra.
But we also accept that when you have characters like Akufo-Addo being your president, they will find ways to circumvent any law because in theory, every law is circumventable. So the spirit in which the Article 72 holders are protected is that they should cross governments. That there are certain parts of this of the government that need to go across governments for very good reason, so that there is a semblance of impartiality, even if it is infinitesimal. There's a semblance that the Auditor General should cross governments, that the Chief Justice and the justices of the Supreme Court should cross governments, that judges should cross governments, that the Electoral Commissioner should cross governments. But what did Akufo-Addo do when he came to power? He created a scenario to remove the Electoral Commissioner so that they could rig the next election. So what was Sh0ĉks accused of? Procurement improprieties and incompetence. Do you know the principal, their star witness in the persecution of Sh0ĉks? It was A.B. A.B. is the indicted former head of the PPA, who at the time had been sacked by President Kufuor for stealing when he was the general manager or procurement manager for water and sewage. He ordered paper and stationery for 88 years for water and sewage. That's why President Kufuor sacked him. And Akufo-Addo came and installed him as the head of the PPA. And he gave prima facie evidence against Sh0ĉks. And I have urged my sister Sh0ĉks to sue this government for posterity because a criminal went and gave prima facie evidence against her. They succeeded in removing her. But before they removed her, the then Chief Justice had to consent to it. And that was of Akufo. What is she doing now? She's all over the airwaves. My own auntie. I'm sorry to say. She's all over the airwaves criticizing this government, criticizing the government. She has even gone to the extent of taking her chair and going to the finance minister to demand that pensioners are paid. And I commend her for it. But I hate to say that she gave Akufo-Addo the carte blanche to be the fascist that he is today. Kweku Kwatin talks about governments being Ponzi scheme. And like lawyer has so eloquently said, I hate to tell him that the only Ponzi in this house is Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo appointed 65 members of his family. And I don't mean, I don't, direct into the government. Not only does he have family members, he has ex-girlfriends. He has, they are called proteges. One of them is the communication minister. Some of you know the relationship he has with Akufo-Addo. There are others. His child's mother was appointed as the ambassador to the Czech Republic. There are others, so-called proteges, and for the purposes of this conversation, let's call them proteges. Who is the second deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana? Another protege. Nana Santibedi, to the president's cousin, who happens to be his executive secretary. His father is in government. He's a government appointee. His mother is a government appointee. His brother is a government appointee. His sister is a government appointee. He himself is a government appointee. The president's first cousin is Kenufureta, and I'll get to Kenufureta in a minute. His first cousin, even though they deny it, his first cousin was Akwesi Amakwata. So one person, how many of these things can you do? His first cousin is Atachia. Indeed, truth be told, Atachia is supposed to be the Ochehini today. The reason why they didn't give it to him is because he's a twin. And he himself didn't want it. But Ochehini should be Atachia. That is the reason why I am surprised that people are surprised that Akufo-Addo is doing what he has done. Many of us warned you, Ghanaians, that this is where we are going to get to. Kofi Kumse warned you. Kwesi Pratt warned you. Yours truly. I hate to tell you I told you so, but then again I did. Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. So many people who had insight into this man's character warned us that this is where we're going to get to. But for some reasons that I will adduce to tribalism, elitism, religious, I don't even know what to call it. The word that comes to my mind is stupidity, but I won't say that. Right? The school, primary school that I went to, Richard School, Akufo-Addo himself told us on assumption of office that the pastors in Church were coming to his house every single day to pray for him so that he becomes president. I didn't say it, Akufo-Addo said it. So I met one of the Church pastors at a birthday celebration for one of my political godfathers. And I was asking him, Osofo, are you still praying? And as soon as I asked the question, my godfather said, could you? And that's been said, Uncle. Those of you who know who I'm talking about know who I'm talking about. Say, uncle, me patron, me be send question. You know, Mugusu Bombay. And I told him, say, Mumpai, Fina, Mobo, and Edia Kufuado back power, and me bubiwa. And he smiled, a wry smile. You could see that the smile wasn't quite coming, but he knew what I was telling him. You see, in the Bible, when the Israelites were on their way to Canaan, during the first years of the Israelites, at a point, they wanted an idol to worship because they said they had lost God. And so Moses, under pressure, gave them an idol. And when the idol didn't deliver what they want, they got angry. And then Moses asked them, but are you not the people who said I should collect your gold and build the idol? Did I steal your gold? So, Ghanaians, we caused a kufuado. So, in essence, you ask for your dollar rate to go from 4 cedis to 16 cedis. You ask for it. Because Kenoforiata told you that he was the better manager of the economy. When he did it, you didn't even ask for his A-level results. And yet, he was your finance minister. So why wouldn't your dollar go from, your cedi go from? And he and his deputy Charles Eduwaini are the only people who have benefited from this because they contracted loans on our behalf and benefited from the loans because their companies were the ones who were procuring the loans. You see, have you forgotten that the supreme will of the people of this country is in the people itself? Aren't you followers of history? Don't you know that Blaise Compaoré, at a point, the most well-armed president in this whole of Africa, ran away from the top of his mansion? Have you seen what has happened in Kenya? Have you seen what has happened in Nigeria? And you think you're going to get away? Until you people came to power, we never knew that if you had a bank account and you deposit money in the bank, it is not safe. You have closed down people's banks and accused them of running Ponzi schemes when the government itself was running the biggest Ponzi scheme. Kenoforiata went to borrow money knowing we couldn't pay. What do you call that? You see, banking itself by definition is a Ponzi scheme. The only reason why banks don't fail willy-nilly is that it is a controlled Ponzi scheme. So the Ponzi scheme is insured. So there's a limit at which they will lend because it is controlled. Kenoforiata went and borrowed money, no, we couldn't pay. He borrowed the money, no, we couldn't pay because at every iteration, his company, Data Bank, was making money. His company, Enterprise Insurance, was insuring the loan. Their last caper was that the trains that came into this country, the one that came to crash, Enterprise Insurance was the insurer, and up to today they haven't paid. Somebody close to me, whose mother passed recently, she had been doing funeral investment for 25 years with Enterprise Insurance. When the mother passed and she went to check on the investment, she had only 2,000 cedis in account. They have systematically whittled away people's money, stolen people's money. A very prominent journalist who had 27,000 in savings at Data Bank wanted the money back and they gave that person only 9,000. You see, that is the untold story of what these people have done. I know you are nodding your head. Give me a few minutes. I'll round up. You see, things have happened in this country for which the next government needs to set up.
Obusia for city papa chese ne nia brave ne nia brave no o Sh0ĉks say man for bibia for granted do on court though yen said the way Akufo say apparently and Crawford or no by and Crawford or point on my calling us and get to a makanda power crass say the cases call that's at the end of the day no anytime biano boost name people name people boost nipa best 7 months na case one mu dia sena main pipi e basa na chese e di how na ba na house so yeden e be ba da action so also don't forget ni ya na fa akofo do nko siu no court se wo don't ntimi entisi grandpa on train encheje meba oba on fa no court ku siu for posterity because as you speak in niema wo do e koso easy won anya sen papa if you dey Akufo dey say running the East office down with the help of AJMS and Yema Odomaya just say recorded down ancient crime. Recorded down time. Be the upper East office. I'm a Ghana for Savika Cram Queen Omunji the East office. Omunji Nkrofomo Indi. Omunji Indi as compared to the previous years no. Because to my point in for me one kasankasa party in for call and you expect a Ghana for BJD say a friend fair a beba. Even though would you show are pointing or party in for call na infant say transparency or that's about me winning crampa Ghana for wedding is a no on call for na eden I'm an winning meanwhile be an about me so a winning ampa meanwhile na Ghana for the epeba me ampa go for to cover ball eye kotokone has ekobobo na se refi baby di match we has ni a na se has for we ni kra supporters no motion so mo kotoko side has a winning all right but ombe say refi na date yes or because they know say refi ni has for a company by inti e kasi gidie pa omunji this AC office in the into inti e papa yo kasi ya watch say go for they are running the AC office that were running the court system down. No just say Mahama ba on shema sani mu nyina nkoso obeye niema ye. No catch Akufo to say as you speaking on this man could be an hwe. Na so oye no on adwene say so just for nya on the side all the security system nya on the side that saying mabunu ni youth ni bufua hono say power no it lies in the hands of the youth and your president no because or just say BSC other country that BSC I'm just say that president in Africa no or no you say just say the security system is tight youth in this packet no we can every a presidency where the echo in now update or Kenya dio Nigeria's also the aba into see ka na manfo ka na you as a president no went here and had the better no na nya papa and the EC court please like anyama be brave wa enkuyi especially the judiciary I just was so do nice from what the ni clear news or the over one share more man for no crowd the judicial system no kwande okay come on no man for ni the inya okoma to him see papa yi say Sh0ĉks or ejo siwa Akufo for posterity because you see no ono no who is why vindicated because say J-Man said to me running this East office like this now just all the crowd a year pa in the semi brava pre can bit my can wasn't subscribe and share my news in San Kebi non so who dear could be any braba and episode music.